I think I have the stuff to make this mask. One thing about being an art teacher, you get so many things. Okay. Mask mold, yes, and then I'm so glad I bought so much of this stuff. Plaster gauze. Yes. Okay, this will work. Okay, so I have most of the supplies to attempt to make this mask, although I am going to do a quick stop at the store. I don't know if you guys can see the sign. Joann's fabric, just for that burlaps fabric, so, and maybe fabric paint. That's all I need is 2 things, nothing else, Ruth, maybe 3, I don't know. Okay, so it may have been like a week since I bought that stuff. School year. Hey, end of the school year. Things get a lot of busy and intense. So, anyway, moving on. So I'm going to start working on it today. So I have images of the mask I want to do, which is Cece's. I love how him and Jinx have kind of like these lamb masks, well, compared to everyone else's have like these devils. But I really like how his looks. I'm going to try my best to get that created. So I have my face mold right here. Plaster gauze is over there. Before I apply my plaster gauze, I'm going to first need to scope out the horns and ears for Cece's mask, and we're just gonna use aluminum foil for that. Here's what I got for the horns and ears. I tried very hard. It's very hard to make it symmetrical, but now I'm ready for the plaster gauze to start making the mask. So if you haven't used plaster gauze, it's very similar to paper mache. You do need water. It's a bit stronger. My students love using this. I love using it, but it's very messy. Tablecloth is required. If you are attaching horns or ears, I would recommend putting the plaster gauze and then attaching it with smaller strips of the plaster gauze to the face mold itself, like I'm doing right here. Alrighty then, here is my wonderful mask with all the plastic gauze, the best of my attempt of the ears and horns. Now we just wait until it dries before I can pop it out of the mold. I apologize for not popping it out of the mold for you, but this is what it looks like. And for those of us who are curious, this is what the inside looks of it. Very smooth and very satisfied right there. Before I put the burlaps, I really wanted to give it a base coat, so I just decided to go in with like a dirty tan, dark, sandy color. And here it is when the base coat paint is all nice and dry. It's now time for the burlaps fabric time. So looking at the photo, the whole mask is covered in burlaps. So for this, I was debating if I wanted to use Mod Podge, the matte kind, or this E600 glue. I went with the Mod Podge. So basically, I just put a glob of Mod Podge and started drowning the fabric with this stuff and cutting around the face. Again, putting layers of it. I made sure to cut the eye holes. That way it wouldn't get drowned with the Mod Podge, and with the ears and horns got little pieces of the fabric, and again using Mod Podge, as you can see here, just dabbing it on. Alright, this is what we have going on. We got the fabric and tons of Mod Podge. As you can see, tons of Mod Podge equals it needs to dry overnight for me to continue on. So let us do that, and boom, here we are. So this is what it looks like when all the Mod Podge is dry, very hard and everything. And now I need to wrap around the fabric of the ears and horns, and I'll be using a hot glue gun and of course a pair of scissors to help out. Alrighty, now that we have the fabric going around the horns and ears, I was looking at Cece's mask and I noticed his fabric is a bit distressed. So good thing about burlaps, it is super easy to distress. So what I'm basically going to do is grab pieces of fabric to go on my ears and horns, and I'm also going to start de-stressing the fabric on the chin area. So I'm going to hot glue it, de-stress it, and kind of go back and forth and put it in place. not going to lie, kind of looks like a scarecrow head. But moving on to the fun part, which is the war paint. So I have black fabric paint right here. If you don't have it, black acrylic paint works the same. So again, I am using the reference photos of Cece's war paint of the Born Again mask and painting on his war paint on. So here's the mask with the war paint drying and everything, and I thought I was done, but something was throwing me off with this mask. So I took another look at Cece's mask, and I noticed that the burlap fabric that they use is a bit like darker, maybe even stained. So what I ended up doing is grabbing some brown acrylic paint and watering down and giving my burlaps a nice brown stain. I swear, making this mask and finding time to make it all in total probably took like 3-4 weeks, like a month. But here is the end result of my Cece Born Again mask. Tried my very best to get it very as close as I can to obviously the original mask that Cece wore during the Born Again music video, but this is the closest I got for my first try. And I don't hate it. Don't hate it whatsoever. So obviously there are things I would do differently if I was going to do this again. I really want to de-stress it more, especially get that fabric on the bottom like what he has on his mask, but I actually like this. Here it is, and I freaking love it and everything, and I am very curious of when those masks are going to go up for sale for auction and how that's going to work and who is going to get those masks. But for now, I have my own Cece mask that I've made, so. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys like this video. If you are interested of me making the other guys' Born Again mask, let me know in the comments below. But this is my version, my first attempt. I might try again and might get better results. Who knows? Practice, 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 right? Thank you guys for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel. I do post from time to time, but obviously you can find me more every week at the other channel I'm part of, BVB Army Hearts to Hearts. All of my social media links are down below. And also, please, I do have an Etsy shop, so please, the link is down there. I have not sold anything recently. Starving artist here, but that's how it goes, I suppose. But here's my Born Again mask, and I have another video coming up soon. It's gonna be fun for you guys to watch my reaction, but it's gonna be very cringy for me. So we will see how that goes. But anyways, all right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.